How's everybody doing? My name is Efren Johnson, and I'm back again with another video blog. Um, I'm doing it on last night's games that came on TV, with the ESPN games. The first game was the Bulls and Thunder. Everybody was talking about that game, all day yesterday, saying how good it was going to be. I thought it would be a very good game, but I didn't know it would be as good as it was, rather. Um, the game was basically neck and neck all the way up to the fourth quarter. They both went on their spurts, and the other team stayed poised and handled the spurts that each team gave out. It was a very competitive game. I would have liked to seen it with Carlos Boozer playing, but he's injured. He'll be back sometime in December. I think that's what they're saying. But really, the Thunder. I want to say they shot. I want to say that they played a hell of a game. To be honest with you, you know, it just shows you how that playoff series with the Lakers and how last year's experience winning all the games they won really helped them out this year. I think they have more confidence in the world than anything right now, than anybody. Um, the Bulls, I think they shot themselves in the foot with free throws. Honestly, I mean they were about 60% from the line, and the Thunder were about, I think, 80 or 81%, something like that. And the Thunder shot and made more free throws than the Bulls even attempted. So that was the key to the game right there. Um, I heard someone say last night that Derrick Rose had a very good game, but he took too many shots. He took 31 shots. Of course, you're really not used to seeing him do that. But a lot of those shots were shots that he took with the shot clock running down on him. So a lot of them were bad shots. Like he was 12 for 31. That's not good at all. 28 points. I mean, anytime you attempt more shots and you score points, something's wrong. But like I said, a lot of those shots were because the shot clock was running down and things like that. But when Carlos Boozer comes back, you won't see him attempting 31 shots. I think his shots will be around, and it definitely won't go over 18. It might not even go over 15, really. And one thing that I kept saying throughout this off season was Derrick Rose really has to get an outside shot, because people are going to start treating him like Rondo. Like they're gonna back off, and they're gonna make him shoot the ball or make a pass from the top of the key somewhere. They're not gonna let him get into the paint and score. But you'll see that transition come more as the season goes on. A lot of teams will start playing them like that. But see, the thing with Carlos Boozer coming back, that would spread the floor a whole lot, because you have a low post presence. Right now, they don't have a low post presence at all to do anything. Noah's not a low post presence. He's a very good center, but he's not a low post presence. Gibson's not a low post presence. Carlos Boozer's a guy that they need, and with him coming back in December, it will open up a lot for the Bulls. Like I said, this game was neck and neck all the way up to the fourth quarter. I think the Thunder showed why they're the better team. Because they were able to pull away. I kept saying, I was tweeting last night during the game, I kept saying that the winner of this game is going to come down to defense. I said it all the way up to like the third quarter. I was like, whoever can get some defensive stops are going to win this game. And that's what happened. The Thunder really turned up the defense, the intensity, and they went on a run. And once they got up by 10, it was lights out basically. I thought the big three for the Thunder played very well. Green played very well. I'm happy to see that. Westbrook always does his thing, and of course, Kevin Durant, he does his. Even though he didn't have a good night from the floor shooting, but free throw line, he always gets there, 11 for 13. So, what more could you ask for? On to the second game. I'm sorry. In the Bulls and Thunder game, I picked the Thunder to win. So I'm 1-0. Now the Blazers and Clippers, I picked the Clippers, but as we all know, the Blazers won. That game, it was good to see to see my boy Blake Griffin on the floor. He's a beast. I mean, I think everybody saw that, and I think everybody sees that potential that they saw when he got drafted last year. Um, this guy he's going to be a monster. But that game, it had its spurts of goodness and badness, I guess you could say. Um, the Blazers really show why they're the better team, because I always say the better team can always pull away, from a team that isn't as good as them. Um, and they did that with the defensive end. At first in the beginning of the game, the Clippers were killing them on the boards. I mean, the first half, not Kevin Durant. I'm sorry, Blake Griffin was following up everything. With dunks, rebounds, tips, everything. And same thing with Chris Kaman. But that's one of the adjustments that a veteran team like the Portland Trailblazers can do at halftime. They go in and they make that adjustment, and they came back out and they crashed the boards like crazy. I mean, they had 3 guys with 10 or more boards, and one of those guys was Brandon Roy. That's your 2 guard right there, giving you rebounds. So. But the key to that game really was the offensive rebounds that the Blazers got in the second half. I mean, they got a total of 21 offensive rebounds. And anytime you give yourself that many second chances to score, more than likely you're going to win the game. I thought LaMarcus Aldridge had a somewhat of a quiet game. It wasn't the best game I've seen him play. He was only 7 for 18 from the field. Usually he's a little bit better than that. But, he did put in 19 points and grab 10 rebounds. So, that's a very solid game right there. That's a very big double-double for him. Of course, Brandon Roy, it's good to see him back and at 100%. Last time we saw him, I don't. Even though they said he was somewhere near 100%, I don't think he was. But he looked very well. The Clippers have a very good team. With Blake Griffin doing what he did, and Chris Kaman, you won't see him shoot 4 for 18 anymore this season. Maybe 1 or 2 more times, but that won't happen every night. He's a very solid player. He usually makes those 15-foot jump shots and shots around the basket that I saw him miss. But his first game, not jitters, but just rustiness. It's not. It's different playing in practice against your teammates than it is going on the floor and actually playing in a game. And I think the first 2 nights, I think we saw a lot of that in all the teams that we've seen. Although I would say last night was a lot better than opening night, as far as chemistry and things of that nature. But the Clippers, they played a very good game. I'm actually picking them as like an 8th seed in the West. I think they could pull it off. Blake Griffin can stay healthy, and Baron Davis can knock down some shots and hold on to the basketball. He had 4 turnovers last night. That wasn't good. And they're going to need some more help off the bench other than Rasul Butler, because they need some more help coming off the bench right there. The Blazers, they basically played a very good game. They played a very good half court offense and defense. The second half they really turned it on, and that's where you can see, like I said, that's where you can tell who's the better team, who can turn it on and who can't. Really you want it on for the whole game, but it doesn't happen. So, but it was 2 very good games on TV last night. If you watched it, I'm sure you enjoyed it. I wanted to say shout out to the Clippers, for having their future back with Blake Griffin. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to the Cavaliers for beating the Celtics last night. A lot of people were like, oh my God, the Cavs beat the Celtics and the Heat couldn't. You got to understand that the Cavs have been together for 3 or 4 years, 2 or 3 years, whatever it is. So that chemistry is a lot better than the Heat's chemistry. New York got off to a great start with Amari Stoudemire being there. So, everything's good. And the Heat got their first win. So, follow me on Twitter, Asian_E Johnson. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.